Welcome back, everybody, to another episode here on the channel, Moving Up with the Miclettes.
Moving on up.
That's right. We got a special series starting tonight. It's called Wine Time. Yeah. Sipping on our juice. So,
pomegranate juice. Make sure you throw that in there. This is pomegranate juice. It's not red wine.
Look like some Merlot.
Yeah. Go ahead and get you something to sip on. You can sip on it at home. You know, do that for us because we're sipping on pomegranate juice.
There you go. We're sipping on pomegranate juice, but we still call this series Wine Time with myself and my beautiful wife here. What's your
Sherri.
name? What's your name?
My name is Sherri.
Sherri? And where you from?
San Jose.
So what are we doing tonight?
So we are going to be pulling some questions from our little jar here and just getting, you know, his and her perspectives on whatever is written on the paper.
There you go.
So we'll see how that turns out.
Now, how many of these papers are we pulling?
So we're only going to be doing 3, and each topic shouldn't be more than 2 minutes.
Oh,
so,
snap.
you know, we're just trying to have a, you know, fun little time on a Friday night. And
Okay. All right.
so hopefully we can hit you guys with these, you know, every Friday night. You know, you can grab your wine, grab your, you know.
Your drink of choice.
Exactly.
Pick your poison, as they say.
And try to, you know, give your perspective on these questions as well.
And listen, if you all have any ideas for topics on his and her perspective, send them all in. Right?
But this is yours and my perspective.
There we go.
So,
there we go.
all right. So I will go first.
All right. Now, just so everybody knows, I wrote 4 ideas on 4 different pieces of paper. Sherri wrote 4 different ideas on 4 different pieces of paper. And we have no idea what each other had written. Right?
So the first question is...
Boom. Read it out. Read it out.
Should a woman stay home once married? And go.
Should a woman stay home once married?
Isn't that what I just said?
In my opinion, no. No. I don't think so. I think that if a woman wants to stay home because financially they can and they want to, absolutely. So here's my here's my answer. Should a woman stay home? No. Can a woman stay home if they choose to? Yes. Should a woman stay home? I don't think, no, I think that is antiquated. Because that just implies that there's a command and there's an expectation to do so, right? But if a woman chooses to stay home after they get married, it's up to them. If financially it makes sense, even once, you know, there's a family with kids, if that's an option, hey, up to them. But no, I don't think they should.
Yeah, I don't think a woman should have to stay home. There was a point after, you know, we had a Akari, and I was just like, oh man, I wish I could stay home just to be with her for long, because 3 months is not enough time.
Yeah.
That was probably the only situation, because I've already told him if I had to stay home, I'd be a horrible housewife, because I'm sure I'd be watching TV and be sitting home all day, and eventually I get up and might clean something, but, you know, should you? Not necessarily, because like you said, those are antiquated views, and, you know, I don't really believe in that. But if you want to, because one, you're financially able to, and these daycare bills is out of control, and that's a bill that you can save, I say do it, you know, especially if it's just temporary. But, you know, if it's something you don't necessarily want to do, then go out. I mean, we live in California, so we kind of need both incomes, you know, and that's just how it is out here in California. Good. All right. So now we're going to choose the second question. Go ahead and roll into this.
All right. My turn. Let me dive deep into this bowl.
You don't come on.
All right. Here we go.
It just looks like pulling all mine tonight.
It looks like it. Infidelity.
Oh, come out singing. Dang.
Set your timer. All
right, so I'm going first, right?
Yeah. How fitting.
All right.
How fitting. Your card, and you get to go first. You're on the clock.
I guess the question is whether or not you should forgive in regards to infidelity. You know, with how things are going now, it's like just side chick galore. Everybody got a side chick, side dude.
But okay, I'm gonna let
me,
you have your time. Sorry about that.
I guess the question more so is forgiving, infidelity of a spouse or a partner. And I think I've already told you this before. That's committing treason. It's a wrap.
There you have it.
It's a wrap after that.
It pretty much don't matter what I got to say. It don't matter what I got to say.
For me, my perspective, and I guess if you are a person who's able to forgive and kind of work it out, but I'm sorry, for me, I say it's committing treason only because if your person goes out of the relationship and doesn't give you the opportunity to fix whatever the issue is before they committed it, no. And plus, they have a decision. They can they made the decision, and that's it. That's my perspective. No. What about you?
Well, there you go.
What about you? No. What's your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, I side with that. I side with that. I think though, gosh, see, this is tough because I've shared with you how I feel about this. We've talked about this, and I side to that side of the agreement, right? But I think that there's times too where, depending on not the situation, but depending on the person, depending on the relationship, depending on the circumstances revolving the two personalities in that relationship, I think that there's always something that led that person to do so, and depending on the other person, what is their I'm gonna have to get in there like Trump. I'm sorry. Can I respond to that? Go ahead. You got 14 seconds. What I'm saying is, I side with that. I side on your side of the agreement. I just think that there's some times in relationships where that happens, and I'm not excusing it. I'm not saying that, hey, that should be allowed. But I don't know. Like I side with you. I do.
I don't know, bro.
But I think there might be an asterisk there. There might be. Maybe.
What do y'all think? Is there an asterisk to that? I mean, not to me. Like I said, this person has it. Anyway, we're over. Let me move on.
Well, let me just say this too. I don't think there are certain things that are excusable, right? But I think that there are certain things that, depending on the individual, there may be some things that are forgettable and or forgivable depending on that person, right? If the person is willing to forgive, obviously not forget. But if the person is willing to forgive, that's on them, right? If they want that person back that bad, they're willing to forgive, okay, maybe. Okay. I'm going to leave it at that.
You do know that ain't me, though.
I know. That's supposed to be my pool.
You just pulled that one.
Oh, you're right. My bad.
See?
My bad.
All right, last one.
Hey, it's one of mine.
Who should be the primary income earner? All right, let's go ahead and set this timer.
Set the timer.
And go.
I think the primary income earner of a marriage, of a relationship, should be either or. I don't believe that the husband or the man should be the primary income earner. Again, I think some of these outdated, antiquated ideas are exactly that. Especially this day and age where you have so many women that are in very rare air, as we say, where they're at,
executive
fortune
levels.
exactly executive levels, entrepreneurs, business owners. I mean, you have more women that are even day trading and that are in the stock market, and they're investors, and they are just tearing it up, and they're bringing in 6 figures, upwards around 7 figures a year, right? And so I think that there's nothing wrong with that. And if they're going to be the primary income earner, in a relationship, then as long as they are okay with that, and as long as their significant other is okay with that, by all means, whatever makes that team win, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it.
I agree with that.
Yep.
Because, as it stands, black women are one of the highest, the most college educated in the United States.
Yep, currently.
And they're pushing new levels, So I definitely agree with that. I think at this point, it's like there's so many ways to bring in money and to try to win our kids. It's just whoever's bringing in that money. And at a certain point, it's like you're just both bringing it into one pot anyway. Mm-hmm. So I think whoever, that doesn't necessarily need to be the man. But the only issue with that is if you end up with a very machismo type guy, or a super alpha who is, I guess, intimidated by that, then there might be an issue. But like you said, if they're okay with it, the significant other is okay with it, then there shouldn't really be an issue. But so what happens in those cases where the man is intimidated?
Well, that was going to actually be my next comment with a question, right? If that... Oh, man, we're just going over time. We're not good at 2.5 minutes. We need to...
Apparently, a lot of people are.
2.5 minutes is kind of not enough time.
But see, we're splitting. We don't even get a whole 2 minutes together.
True. No, what I was going to say was this. The question is, if you're in a relationship with this A-type male personality, by the time you decide to get married, should you not have already noticed that? Should that not have already been a conversation? Yeah. Should that not have already come up to where you can now make a decision, okay, is this somebody that I actually even want to marry? Yeah. Right? Based on these conversations, based on the relationship, is this person that insecure that I'm willing to still put up with it and marry that person? Or is that person still that insecure to where I'm not willing to commit myself to that person for life? Right? Because that's what's going to happen. It's going to come up, right? No matter how long you were dating, it's probably going to come up. That insecurity is going to come up. And that might be a deal breaker after you done put on the ring. Yeah.
So that was your and my perspective, on our Friday night wine time. Let us know, what are some of your perspectives in regards to the questions that we asked. Go ahead and leave them down in the comments below. Like, subscribe, ring the notification bell.
Share the video, share the content with other people that you think find value in this series or any of our videos for that matter. We're just trying to have some fun. Yeah. Lighten up the content a little bit. So
hopefully you got a couple laughs and enjoy the drink with us.
And if you hear our kids in the background, that's real. That is the real reality of trying to have a YouTube channel with children. So,
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully you tune in with us next week for another wine time with our pomegranate juice.
There you go. Keep moving up with the Miclettes.
Cheers.
Move on up.